Raymond.com.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Discovery Days will give you the opportunity to experience SCC firsthand this fall. Discovery Days provide information about SCC's programs of study, how to pay for college, SCC support services, housing, activities, and more. A campus tour and lunch are provided. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Yes, it is. On a pregame Friday. Austin Norman and Eric Strickland with you for the next couple hours or so. We're hanging out at 1040 O Street till 4 o'clock. Then we'll ship you down O Street about, what would that be? Quick math. 6 miles, give or take, 73 blocks to 84th and O.
Yeah, not too bad.
DPJ out there for a remote from the Cornhusker Bank at 84th and O.
So where you go in Lincoln is too far.
It's true.
You're about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Pretty much from south to north.
The worst drive that I've had in Lincoln is trying to get from where I grew up in Northwest Lincoln in the Highlands down to like South Point. There's no quick way to do that.
I mean, when we were at the old location coming from Gretna, it's actually crazy, right? That's 48th and O, roughly, or it was longer for me to go to that location than it is to here.
You're right off the interstate now.
That's what makes it. I mean, so it just depends on where you're going to have to go. Like to go to the south side anywhere is going to take you a little bit of, even if you try to go around and go 77 and make your way around there, it's still going to take you some time. So, yeah, it's just kind of funny. So it just depends on where you're going, you know.
It really does.
It does.
Wherever you are in Lincoln, it's easy to get to us, though, here downtown.
It is easy to get to us.
Street.
And it's also easy to get to
Mary
Ellen, Pine Lake. Yeah.
Food
yeah,
for the
simple. So, yes, shoot out there. It is pregame time. You know what I mean? It's a lot of great high school football. Basketball hasn't come yet. A lot of good high school football that'll be, 93.7 will be transmitting, and you'll be able to sit there, listen to some great football. If you're not going out, it's a beautiful night to get out and sit down and have a great high school Friday Night Lights.
That it is. Hope everyone's able to get out to a game tonight, enjoy the nice weather. Going to be hot tomorrow for Nebraska, Michigan, and Strick. That's really the focus of our first hour here, breaking down the Huskers and the Wolverines. Let's just talk about this first. If Nebraska were to win the game, what would it mean? Would it be something? Would it be okay, cool, and move on? Would it be a momentous, program defining, program changing win? If Nebraska is to pull the upset over number 2 Michigan here in Lincoln tomorrow, how big of a win is it?
I think it's a huge win. The reason being it's a huge win is because your program just hasn't done it. You haven't had the full Monty, the Big Dipper, I don't know. I'm coming up with names right now. You haven't had the big time game where the euphoria in the stadium where everybody's just feeling amazing and start rushing. You just haven't had that. I mean, it's been a long time. I think we've done it for games where it was just like, good win, but not the big ones. The top 5, the top 10s, we haven't done very well in those. This is a great opportunity to do that. But you gotta come, you gotta bring it. I mean, you've got to really put your foot down and say it's not happening tonight. And people are going to have to play above and beyond what they probably played or have played. Got to go into superhuman mode, put on your inner Superman, your inner Batman, put on whatever it is, your inner, your inner Black Panther, your inner whatever. I mean, any superhero, your inner Thor, whoever he is to you, put him on tomorrow at 2:30 because you're going to have to play outside of yourself what your own probably expectations. And it's kind of like for us who are basketball guys. I mean, I'm a football guy too, but a basketball guy. It's pretty much kind of like being in the zone.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, if you're a listener, if you've ever been in any form of a game or any form of anything you played at any point in your life, I want to know about the time that you were in the zone because I've seen it and it's nothing you can describe. It's just something that when you're after it and you kind of go back and replay it in your head or you go back and watch the film, you're just like, wow. And, it happened to me in college. There was a couple, multiple times that has happened, but one that I can remember as a freshman, it happened at Missouri, 28 points that game. I was just on fire. It didn't matter what I did or what they did, right?
Mm-hmm.
It happened against the Phoenix Suns in the NBA when, everybody was, because we came in the same draft class, so everybody was talking Steve Nash. I'm like about to murk his dude, right? Gave him 36.
Woo.
You know what I mean?
And that was being kind.
I was being real. I wasn't being kind on defense, but I was being kind. But I was talking greasy to him too. So yeah, that happens in football. We would maybe get into it with. Well, we can't get into it on Crossover Day because they're on remote. But in football, it's like everything slows down. It's like the holes are there. It's like you're reading everything on the defensive side. On offense, it's like there's nothing this guy can do to me. It's going to be a long night for you, bro. So, and your mind is just outside itself. And so every release is clean and crisp. Every route is, on point. It's one of those things, a quarterback, they just see every defense, every coverage, every blitz. And I think that's what they kind of got to have. I think they're going to have multiple guys have those type of days in order to have a wonderful upset tomorrow.
For 60 minutes.
Yeah.
It helps if the coordinators are in that kind of flow state where they see everything perfectly. They get the right play call on. Doing it for a drive is great. Doing it for a quarter, even better. Doing it for a half, okay, you're getting somewhere. But it's going to take all 60 minutes. Nebraska can't play anything less than 60 minutes and expect to beat Michigan, regardless of the state they're in. I mean, Nebraska could play its best game that it's ever played. Everyone could be in that state for any 30-minute portion of that game. Probably not going to be enough to beat Michigan. That's just a fact.
That's what it is.
A couple things before we get out of here, throw out to break for our first segment. Lemonhead on the text line. If we do pull off the upset, do you think the students storm the field?
No question. There's no question. I might even jump out there.
Do it.
And run in there.
You're on record as saying if Nebraska wins, you're running that 40.
Man, and create a mosh pit. Like right in the
a mosh
start
trick?
Playing mosh trick and start playing Nirvana right in the middle. Teen Spirit. Smells like Teen Spirit, and just get the bumping and grinding in there. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be fun.
I think they should storm the field if Nebraska wins. I think that's fun. I think that would be some of that catharsis for this program. Let it all out, be exuberant. But then, Strick, that's the challenge, right? We talked on our show. Jay mentioned it as well. Nebraska doesn't pull off these upsets where no one expects them to. Other programs do, other schools do, but Nebraska hasn't had that random pop-up win. They've had some opportunities here and there, like we went over earlier in the week, but Nebraska has never followed through with it. About time. Why not tomorrow? I guess we'll see. But to me, Strick, a win over Michigan, we can't say that it means everything for the program until years down the road. Michigan's in year 8 under Jim Harbaugh. They finally beat Ohio State 2 years ago. And then they followed it up by doing it last year. And they'll have a third crack this year. Beating Michigan, to me, would be huge for this team in the context of the season. You can write it off as, just an upset. They happen in college football. But it would be a huge building block for this team this year in its quest to bowl eligibility, in its quest to even just go into Champaign, a week from today to take on Illinois. If Nebraska starts taking care of business like we think they do, if there is growth from this game, I hope Nebraska points back in 5 years and says, that's when the light clicked on.
Switched on.
But we won't be able to determine that until we're down the road if Nebraska wins.
Yeah, that's true. But we hopefully will just see a good turnout tomorrow. We hopefully will just see them show up and put out a good product that you can be proud of if you win or lose when you walk out of that stadium tomorrow.
Earthquake Glue, Lemonhead, a man named Ashley, Matthew and Hickman, appreciate all you texting in. Let us know your thoughts, 402-464-5685. What would a win over Michigan mean for this Nebraska football program? We'll end the segment with this, Strick. Claytonia John asks, what's the most points you scored in an NBA game?
36.
That 36 that night?
Yep, that night. And I'm telling you, I remember it. Like, just certain moves, they just came so smoothly. It was another night against the New York Knicks. There were some things I was doing to John Starks and some shots I was making over Pat Ewing and I think I had like 25 that night. But it's one of those things, man. It kind of shows up in flashes. And when you watch like guys like John Starks and them, in the battles that they had with Jordan and all of that over the years, and then you're out here giving them that work like that, it's a pretty good feeling. It's a pretty good feeling.
He's strict 9-year NBA vet. We rely on his expertise like that. 36-point scorer in the NBA for a career high. Good stuff, Stricky. We're going to keep talking Nebraska, Michigan. Some numbers to know. What are some target numbers for Nebraska for the offense to hit and for the defense to keep Michigan below? We'll give you some of our thoughts on some of those numbers and plenty more as we keep talking Huskers and Wolverines here during On the Block.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken lips. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
Drink locally and support local businesses during Lincoln's Craft Beer Week, October 2nd through the 8th. Great beer, cider, distillates, and more are made right here in Lincoln. For more info, visit lincoln.org/beer-week. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Discovery Days will give you the opportunity to experience SCC firsthand this fall. Discovery Days provide information about SCC's programs of study, how to pay for college, SCC support services, housing, activities, and more. A campus tour and lunch are provided. See your options at southeast.edu/visit-SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
It's fishing season. Bad actors are trolling your business emails, luring you and your employees to take the bait and steal your private information. Make sure your cybersecurity keeps your business from being the catch of the day. At Hamilton, cybersecurity is our business. We are experts at keeping your network and business information secure and off the hook. Contact Hamilton for a vulnerability assessment today. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
So I switched my insurance to State Farm, and get this. I talked to an actual State Farm agent who lives in my actual town. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town gave me actual help with the coverage I needed. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town who gave me actual help actually knows my name. And get this. They actually say it's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Kreekak, at 402-474-1173.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
This is Jay Foreman here. Join me and DP for Old School live from Cornhusker Bank at 83rd and O Street this Friday for their customer appreciation tailgate party from 4 to 6 p.m. Larry the Cable Guy will join us during the show, and there's free food and refreshments. That's this Friday from 4 to 6 at Cornhusker Bank, 83rd and O Street.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot today as well. We'll see an afternoon high of around 93. Tonight we'll see partly cloudy skies, breezy and mild tonight as well. We'll see a low of around 71. And tomorrow more sunshine, more wind and heat as well. We'll see a high of around 92. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 92.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Strick and Austin with you here on the Block, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Streaming for you, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Also on our free app for your phone. Make sure you have that downloaded. And a big shout out to Allo Channel 951. That's where you can find us as well. Big thanks to Allo for everything that they've done for us. Exceptional service, local heart, all that good stuff. I know firsthand Allo works. It gets the job done. For me, in my house, I'd highly recommend looking into them as well. Speaking of being at home, Strick, Nebraska football at home against Michigan. We were talking about what if Nebraska wins? What happens? What's the impact? What does it mean for the program? Someone from Tennessee, Husker fan, AB from Tennessee, Husker fan, in the Volunteer State, said, conversely, if the Huskers lose, which is worse for the team psychologically going forward? Losing by 3 touchdowns or 3 points? And that's a tough one.
That is a very tough one. Well, I think it can be both. And it's sad to say is because there's a lot of players that have been on teams over the last few years that have understood and witnessed the pain and agony of losing these close games consistently. I thought that the winning of the Iowa game last year would hopefully mentally turn that switch off and set a new tone for the football team, but that's not necessarily the case because obviously it didn't happen against a few teams in the earlier stages of this season. So I think against the top tier team, it would hurt more if they lose by 3 because they had a chance to win it. And I would say that it would hurt in a demoralizing fashion, but it was what everybody expected, so you wouldn't be as disappointed, but not as disappointed as a close one where you felt you had a chance to pull it out.
It's also interesting, too, to think of the psychology of the team versus the psychology of fans. As a player, I would hope that whether it's a loss by 1 point, a loss by 11 points, or a loss by 100 points, all felt the same because you ended up on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Doesn't matter how many points more than the other team scored. They had more, so they won, and that should motivate you. For the fans, I think it would be worse to lose by 3 points because then the fans can say, oh, we were 1 play away. Why couldn't this? Why didn't that?
You start over-scrutinizing, right?
Big time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas I think 3 touchdowns, it's bigger than the spread right now. It'd be unfortunate. It'd be disappointing. But at the same time, Strick, I still think this game is going to feel kind of similar to last year's game. It was a 34-3 Michigan win in Ann Arbor last year. Chubba Purdy got the start with Casey Thompson being out. Then Chubba goes down. He catches his knee in the turf, doesn't come back. So that was wildly unfortunate. I just think this is a game that Michigan controls, right? Across the board, they're more athletic. Their schemes, I think you have a little bit more trust and faith in, seeing that they work. Not to say there's nothing Nebraska does that Michigan hasn't struggled with. I mean, maybe the quarterback run can play a factor. You can only assume that Nebraska's been saving a trick or two in the bag for Michigan. But if you bust out all those tricks and you lose by 3 touchdowns, that's, well, we did what we had to try to survive. Michigan's just more talented. They're the number 2 team in the country for a reason, yada, yada. If you bust out all the tricks, you're in the game to the end, and Michigan wins by 3, whether that's they kick a walk-off field goal, you score late to cut it to 1 possession, get an onside kick, fall short. However it looks, it's, man, even with everything we did, we still weren't on their level. We gave it our best effort, and that would have me worried about the fallout against Illinois.
Yeah, I've been in those moments, man. It's just like, it's kind of, I guess an analogy on it, Austin, would be, you ever been to like one of those fairs? Because it's fair time. It's state fair time. All these little things are going on right in the fall. And It's the guy that's sitting in the little booth on a chair. There's water underneath him, and everybody is throwing baseballs to try to hit the target to knock you into the water. And you've just got to keep getting up, sitting on the freaking thing, and going back in the water again and again and again, right? If people are hitting their target. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like the Nebraska fans feel like that. I think this snowball effect, this constant barrage of balls being thrown at you where you're getting wet and you can't dodge them. It's not like they're throwing them at you. It's like you can't dodge it. There's nothing you can do about it but take it.
You're in a tank. You can't reach the target to play defense.
So that, I guess that's the best analogy I could have to try to explain how that feeling would be consistently and continuously if they fall short in this game. Because as a coach, how do you continue to motivate?
It's a great question.
You know what I mean? As a coach, how do you go after this game? If it's close, even still, how do you go to get them revved up, coming off of that to get ready for Illinois? There's going to have to be words that are said that trigger and inspire as opposed to anything specific that you're going to do. It's got to be something that speaks to them to get them to rev back up for another week. I don't know, Austin. It's just one of those crazy things, man.
Ashley says, if you lose by 3 in a fluky way where the game was in your hands and you shot yourself in the foot, it's one thing. If you look good and get beat by 3 because Michigan was just a little better, it feels pretty good. No, it wouldn't feel pretty good. You lost by 3. You had the number 2 team on the ropes.
And couldn't get it done
again.
Yeah.
It's the again, right? If it was a one-off, it'd be, man, that stinks. We were right there. Let's go get them next week. But again, carries a lot of weight in this conversation.
I think Nebraska fans and all of those people that are watching are tired of, we're just so close. And you know what it reminds me of? There was a commercial back in the day. It was a State Farm commercial, and there was an old guy that was standing in like a clothing store. And he has a little dollar hanging out on a fishing rod, and he's got it out, and the girl needs the dollar, and she reaches out. Oh, you should have been quicker than that.
Oh yeah,
you almost had it. You should have been quicker than that. That's what it feels like. You guys are freaking playing games with my emotions on these freaking losses and the way that they're happening, and that's what it feels like. Again. That again moment, I'm tired of seeing that. I want to see somebody break through the barrier of losses to these types of teams, especially at home. You can understand if you go to Michigan and you may become, I even think that changes the dynamic. Going to Michigan and you lose by 3, okay. I mean, the home team they took care of home. They did what they were supposed to. But you lose by 3 at home and you did everything you were supposed to do and you still don't get the job done, that hurts me.
1440 says, love the level-headedness, but let's let Rule coach and show us what he has. He knows his group better now than he ever has. And Michigan is good, but not untouchable. Completely agree, right? We're with you.
Yeah.
But we're talking about it because we can, and yes, let the coaches coach. I just have more faith in Michigan's coaches than I do Nebraska's right now. Big Money says, you guys are talking like this is a do or die game when we're a 19-point underdog. If we lose by 3, what does that have to do with Illinois? It's the human element. It's absolutely the human element. We just got done saying at the end of last segment, it's not do or die for anything, right? We're just talking about if they win, if they lose, because
the psyche of the game is just not guys showing up and going out. See, that's people that don't play sports, right? That's folks that talk about it but don't play sports and have never played at a certain level. And it's because you're only just looking at a face value of you sitting on a couch and watching the game. You don't understand the psyche that goes through having to go and play back-to-back games or having to go play week to week, having to lose tough games, having to have injuries and then bounce back. You guys, you don't take the human element into account. There's human elements to sports. You know what I mean? Getting up, getting down. This is why this happens, Austin. This human element. Guys will beat a good team. You'll beat a top 2 team, and then the next week you'll fall flat on your freaking face to like the worst team in the conference.
Mm-hmm.
Because your human element went too high. Instead of staying on the work and staying on the job, getting back in the lab, working, you start smelling yourself, and then all of a sudden that team comes in here and beats your butt and leaves up out of here with a win. That's how that happens. Human elements. It's not just showing up to, that's how that happens. That's all I'm saying.
I'm with you, and I think that goes to your question of what's the message if it's a close loss after Michigan. Humans respond to incentives. The incentive to work hard, to be in the weight room, to put your time into film study, the incentive is winning. If you do this, you will win. That's the carrot that's dangling on the end of the string. That's the dollar bill on the fishing hook, like in that commercial you were talking about. If you keep putting in work and work and work and work, and there's never any payoff for it, the incentive structure is completely backwards. It's completely ruined.
Right.
The hope is that these players would, again, if it's a close loss, or if they lose, even if they win, right, that they can just keep it contained to tomorrow. Keep it on Saturday, win or lose. But when you think about human nature, responding to incentives, it would be really tough to get that close to beating Michigan and then have to get up with one less day of prep against another physical team that, isn't anywhere near as good as Michigan, but you don't have anything to show for it. And you have to get up a day earlier than you thought your body was used to. It's tough.
It's tough, man. It was the hardest thing for me to have to want to continue to get up and bust my butt, because that's the kind of guy I am. When we went to a 10-game losing streak when I was here in Nebraska, it was the worst. Every day going into a game with the expectation that we've done enough to win, and you freaking lose. There's the psyche of trying to get that, and you're a captain trying to keep your team. It took me on the brink of quitting. And I've never quit at anything, but it took me to the brink just because as a captain, I couldn't get my team, that first team, to see that we're not doing enough to win games. And so I'm dealing with the human element, not only of them, but also of myself. Unnamed texture says 5268. Strickland, you are exactly right. The human element is what burned the Dallas Cowboys last week against the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, you've been smelling yourself. Everybody's been telling you you're great. You guys are doing everything. The defense seems unstoppable. They look like they're trash, and you freaking show up and lay down. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm done.
That's, again, why point spreads are opinions, not facts, like EP was talking about, right? The human element is something we still can't measure. We've been playing sports for how long? We can't measure it, right? We probably will never be able to. So we take educated guesses. We talk about these things, but that's why they play the games, because you never know.
Yeah.
Maybe Michigan stomps Nebraska. Maybe Nebraska finds a way to win. Either way, we'll be here and talking about it the rest of the day.
Yeah, Big Money. You are that. You are that. Yeah. Are you on the text? That's exactly right. But the issue is good teams are built over time, sir. Good teams don't just show up overnight. It takes time and time and time of continuously going step of step of step. So no, you're incorrect, sir. I'm not even gonna acknowledge what you said, but yeah, you are that. I'll just say that. And I am a basketball guy, but I probably played more sports than you actually played throughout your whole career, throughout your whole lifetime. So, say what you will, my friend. That's what I'll say.
Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you listening to an expert. We appreciate that. He's Strick. I'm Austin. We're going to take a break. We'll wrap up hour one of On the Block. There's more Nebraska, Michigan talk next.
This is Jay Foreman here. Join me and DP for Old School live from Cornhusker Bank at 83rd and O Street this Friday for their customer appreciation tailgate party from 4 to 6 p.m. Larry the Cable Guy will join us during the show, and there's free food and refreshments. That's this Friday from 4 to 6 at Cornhusker Bank, 83rd and O Street.
Xandar.
Yes, Marlax?
If you want to assimilate into Nebraska culture, you must learn the reactions of joy from playing and winning Nebraska Pick 5 from the Nebraska Lottery.
Specify.
Nebraska life forms use words like yippee, wow, woohoo, and booyah.
Logical. Nebraska Pick 5 grows by $10,000 each time it is not won.
This produces hyperactive reactions in humans.
I will try. Yip-ee.
Needs more work.
Nebraska Pick 5 top prize odds 1 in 658,000.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Drink locally and support local businesses during Lincoln's Craft Beer Week, October 2nd through the 8th. Great beer, cider, distillates, and more are made right here in Lincoln. For more info, visit lincoln.org/beer-week. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, and they've scouted out the best Kawasaki side-by-side deals for you. Score up to $2,500 off the 2023 Kawasaki Teryx and up to $1,000 off Mule Pro FX and FXCs. Whether you want to handle the toughest task in a trusted, tried and true mule or looking to dominate adventure in a Teryx, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of Kawasaki side-by-sides in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer valid through 9/30/2023. Subject to change without notice. Offer available on approved purchases of select new unregistered Kawasaki vehicles. Model and year exclusions apply. Cannot be combined with promotional retail financing rates. Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
So I switched my insurance to State Farm, and get this. I talked to an actual State Farm agent who lives in my actual town. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town gave me actual help with the coverage I needed. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town who gave me actual help actually knows my name. And get this. They actually say it's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want you to save money on your meat and groceries. This week, they have your tailgate needs and more. Enjoy Lincoln's favorite USDA Choice Boneless Chuck Roast for just $4.99 per pound. All natural thick-cut Iowa chops for $1.99 per pound. And snow crab clusters for $9.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Keep your planter. Upgrade your technology with a John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit from Landmark Implement. Choose from ExactEmerge, MaxEmerge 5, or MaxEmerge 5E electric drive row units. Take your planter to the next level. Improve yield potential and profitability without buying new. Get new technology, increased performance, and confidence from your planter that's already in your shed. Contact your local Landmark location to order your John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit and experience the Landmark difference.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring, If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Guys, you've heard me tell you all about Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, but it's not just me. Folks all over town are having success with the FXB program. Guys like Gary, who just finished up his own 10-week challenge.
Yeah, Mark. After having a knee replacement in March, I was looking for a way to get back into shape. The workouts are fun, the atmosphere is a total blast, and I've lost 17 pounds since starting in July.
The next Farrell's 10-week challenge begins on October 7th, and ticket listeners get $150 off enrollment. Just head to theticketfm.com. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Austin Norman, Eric Strickland back with you, wrapping up our number one of On the Block here on 93.7 The Tickets. Strick, we were still talking about this during break. It's got us fired up. There's a lot that goes into a football game, more so than just the 100-odd plays you see on the field. To me, the message for Matt Rule, if Nebraska loses close to Michigan, for example, if it's 32-29 again, Michigan wins on a go-ahead field goal, Nebraska can't go the length of the field to tie or win the game. To me, the message would be, hey guys, we lost. We didn't do enough against this team. But if we play like this on Friday, we'll be in position to win. This effort should get the job done on Friday.
And what's crazy about it is the message would be different from a big loss than a close one. Like you can't come with a cookie cutter message.
No.
It's not going to change. Like, for example, let me give you an example. All right. Colorado got their butts handed to them last week against Oregon. Mm-hmm. It would have been a different message if it would have been a close game on the road, a different message that comes from him. But then I believe a message like this could change the whole psyche of a young man's mind after you got your butts handed to you in a football game, right? You come in and you say something like this. I don't know what Coach Prime said, but I'm going to say it's just something like this. This is something that I would say, getting my butt handed to me. So listen, it's okay. No one expected us to even be where we are right now. Nobody expected us to even win 3 games at this point. And we're on the road. We lost the game. That's not a problem. It's what we do after this game next week, because USC comes in here. We got a good chance to redeem that. Something like that could change the whole psyche of that loss, of getting those guys to go in and practice and put in the work and put in the time to get ready for USC. Now, if I come in there and say, you know what? Y'all got y'all butts beat. Y'all got y'all butts handed to you, and y'all are trash. That's all right. We got to go to practice next week. How are those guys going to come into practice?
They might not.
They might not come in with the same mentality. It might inspire some, but some will still feel dejected. So your Monday practice might stink. Your Tuesday, then it might ramp up, but then it might be too late on a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
And then you got a top 5 team coming.
You got to pump and prime them on a Monday and Tuesday to get them going. But how do I get them with their psyche to change their mind about coming in on this Monday after they're beat, they're bruised, and they've got their butts kicked? I got to have a message for them. That's what I'm talking about as far as human elements of people. The messaging from that person, that coach, could help dictate or send you in a better trajectory for your practice and preparation for the next week. That's all I'm saying.
And the message right after the game is probably different than the meeting in the first, or the message in the first team meeting is different than the message after that first practice where you really get after it. And it's different than the message you're giving to the media. That's not to say you're inconsistent or you're changing narratives. No, but you have to approach the message differently depending on who you're talking to. As head coach, you have to have the pulse of your team. What do they need right now?
Mm-hmm.
After 24 hours, what do they need now? After 48, 72 hours.
It might not even be a conversation, Austin. Mm-hmm. It might be like, listen, take a shower. It's all right. I love y'all. We'll see you Sunday. It might be something just like that. Don't even mention it. Don't even talk. I mean, something just like that could help to just take the way. I don't know.
Flush it.
But if you know the pulse of your team, you know probably how to take that moment, that time. That's all.
For sure. Again, coming from a guy that's been in locker rooms, that's heard speeches from coaches before, that I would have to guess has probably given one a time or two, especially in college.
Well, I've been a coach. I've been a college coach too. I mean, it's not just a basketball mentality. I just played basketball. That was hilarious to me. But okay, go ahead.
He's Strick. I'm Austin. We're talking a lot of college football here on the block and a college football preview kind of Friday.
It's a human mentality.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a human
not
thing.
even
An athlete
sportsman.
thing, a human thing.
It's a human thing.
It is. Yeah. I got some numbers I want to ask you about, Strick. How many yards does Nebraska need to gain? How many yards can Nebraska afford to give up? Is there a magic number of points Nebraska needs to score? We'll do that. We'll also preview the rest of the weekend in college football. Starting tonight, a lot of fun Friday night games as well. We'll preview the college football weekend and more as we continue on the block here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
93.7 The Ticket has moved downtown, and you're invited to join us for New Beginnings. Join us for our grand opening on Thursday, October 5th at 6 p.m. to celebrate our new space with ribbon cuttings and more. Raising Cane's will be on site to provide entertainment and prizes as we bring downtown Lincoln the newest hangout spot for its favorite radio station. It's 93.7 The Ticket's grand opening at the new 11th and O location, sponsored by Raising Cane's. Tune in throughout the week for more information on times.
Need service on your home air conditioner? Call the company Lincoln has counted on since 1952, Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. No matter what brand you have, when you need service, you want Bryant's experienced pros working for you. Friendly NATE certified technicians with the tools, training, and technology to restore your comfort quickly. No matter what brand, when you need service, just call Bryant. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, and they've scouted out the best Kawasaki side-by-side deals for you. Score up to $2,500 off the 2023 Kawasaki Teryx and up to $1,000 off Mule Pro FX and FXCs. Whether you want to handle the toughest task in a trusted, tried and true mule or looking to dominate adventure in a Teryx, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of Kawasaki side-by-sides in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer valid through 9/30/2023. Subject to change without notice. Offer available on approved purchases of select new unregistered Kawasaki vehicles. Model and year exclusions apply. Cannot be combined with promotional retail financing rates.
Are you looking for a night of epic fun without breaking the bank? Look no further than Sun Valley Lanes and Games. Join us for our late night special every Sunday through Thursday night and enjoy non-stop action with our Unlimited Fun promotion. Unlimited Fun includes everything you need for an unforgettable night out. Unlimited bowling, unlimited laser tag, and unlimited lucky putt mini golf. Show a valid college or military ID at check-in and get $2 off your admission. Visit the daily rates page at sunvalleylanes.com for complete details.
Sun Valley. At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
If you're a veteran or know a veteran who's having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, the Veterans Crisis Line provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. Dial 988, then press 1, and you'll be connected to a trained crisis counselor who will listen, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. Thank you for your service. We owe you our support. Dial 988, then press 1. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Get all of your favorite restaurants delivered with menudelivered.com. One place for ordering delicious appetizers, refreshing salads, hot entrees, fresh sandwiches, and more. From Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, and all Lincoln Good Sense Subs locations. Download our phone app to earn rewards on all of your carryout and delivery orders. Available on Apple and Android, just search for the Pillar Restaurants app. That's the Pillar Restaurants app. Download today.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Hour 2 of the show, originating from 1040 O Street. Stop by and say hi if you're in the area today, or of course tomorrow. We're here starting, I believe, at 11 again before a 2:30 kickoff before Nebraska and Michigan. At the very least, people will be around about that time. So come down, say hi if you're making your way to the game, shake our hands, and then go root on the Huskers. Be loud and proud.
I'm going to be in there regardless. I'm going to be rooting. Dang, man. I really want to see them win one, man.
They're so due.
Golly, man. It's like, that's what you're talking about. They're so due. Like, I'm trying to think of when we say that, you're so due. I can't say that in golf because I'll be playing.
Chris Davis of the Orioles at one point, I think, went 68 plate appearances without a hit.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude.
I was like, you're due, bro. You used to say that for guys that hadn't won championships. It was like, you're due for one.
Yeah.
But that sometimes just doesn't happen. But then you're guys like Robert Ory. You just land on a team that's going to win it. It's just one of those type of things. But oh well.
Taking other people's their due moments.
Man.
Just stealing them for himself.
Yeah.
Thievery. Speaking of thievery, had a great question from Guilt Nerd on the text line. Strick, would you rather have that 30-plus scoring night again or have a defensively perfect game with 10 steals and holding the guy you guarded to a shutout?
See, that's so you're Guilt Nerd, you're talking to the right one for that one. Because this was the mentality that I had going into basketball. Wasn't my best sport. Football is actually my best sport. My mentality was, I can score, but everybody's doing it. Everybody wants to do it. Everybody likes to do it. No one likes to do this. So that one, I would much rather have the defensive perfect game, because that is one thing that you would never forget. Most people would never forget. That person, if I walk by him, he knows what time it is. Everybody then probably got scored 30 on him. It's just something that's going, well, I don't think I have. But No, but I probably got some work done on me too. But because there's just nights where no matter what you do, you put a hand, you're there. There's guys that just get you.
Mm-hmm.
But shutting somebody out with 10 man, that would set me on fire. Yeah, I like that one.
It's one thing if you're shutting out like Tony Allen or Andre Roberson, just sitting in the corner, they can't shoot, so you'll leave them open. But that's not your assignment. Like, you're talking about like the Starkses of the world, the Gary Paytons of the world, those guys. So to be able to hold that over them every time you see them for the rest of your career, the rest of their career, to say, hey, remember that time you didn't get nothing on me? Remember that time I picked your pocket, and then the other time, and the other time, and the other time that night? Yeah, that was me. I'm here again.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And there's many a moments like anytime Kobe walked by the person that was guarding him the night he scored 81. I mean, yeah, that's something that you remember. But on the other side of it, ooh, dope. I like that.
And see, I'm a buckets guy. I am. Like,
you want the buckets.
I want the buckets. Remember, I'm the shooting coach in my mind. So I want to fill it up. The closest I ever got to that flow state, obviously this isn't going to compare to yours, but again, speaks to the relative level of difference between you and me. Playing open gym over the summer, getting the runs in, played a 21 by 2s and 3s. I hit 6 threes on my team's first 6 possessions, passed to a cutting teammate for a layup to make it like 20-4 or something like that. And then the dirtiest move I've ever pulled off in a basketball game. I'm in transition, wing 3 for the win. Have a defender between me and a teammate in the corner. I ball fake like option pitch style to the corner.
And he shoots
I pull it back.
Rain.
Cash. So I scored 21 of my team's 23 points in about 10 minutes.
That sent you home feeling absolutely on air, like you were walking on a cloud.
Send me to the next game. That was like the second game of the night.
That's dope. Yeah, I love that, man. That's so sweet.
Yeah, I'm a buckets guy. I'm also a Mary Ellen's guy. I know you're a Mary Ellen's guy too. I'll put those words in your mouth.
Surely. Mary Ellen's. Let's get it, man. It's, I wish they would have had Mary Ellen's the wings in here today, but listen, Watering Hole was absolutely phenomenal. But they will be here. So I'm looking forward to that day. I'm not telling any of the early morning guys about Mary Ellen's coming in here that day, since they don't ever tell me about Heavenly Waffles.
Maybe tell Jay, though, because Jay will get mad if we don't tell him. So Jay's different. It's different levels. 402-464-5685. If you have any questions for Strick and I, any thoughts on Nebraska, Michigan, or the upcoming college football slate. We had a question here, Strick, from Greg in Michigan. Greg, first of all, let us know, are you a Nebraska fan or a Michigan fan? You say GBR, so I'm going to assume you're a Nebraska fan, unless you're just saying that to get our attention and you're actually a closet Michigan fan. So come honest with us. Are you a Nebraska fan or a Michigan fan? But his questions are, chances Nebraska's shutout streak ends against Michigan. For those who don't know, Nebraska football has not been shut out in a game since 1996. The game against Arizona State down there in Tempe, coming off that 95 national championship. They go down there, they lose to Jake Plummer and company. That's the last time Nebraska football has failed to put a point on the board, which is, number one, just a ridiculously incredible streak. So if you want to say Nebraska's due, like you were talking about to start the segment, you can say, yeah, they're due to be shut out again. But even last year's Nebraska offense got 3 on the board. Even against those really good Ohio State teams in the mid-2010s, Nebraska put a pity touchdown on the board. Been far too many pity touchdowns and pity field goals at the end of games, but they still count. So I would say the odds are in Nebraska's favor to get on the board at some point in some way.
Yeah, I think so. I think regardless, if they stay true to form, which is play good defense, get some stops, because what's going to happen is, even if Michigan gets up on Nebraska in this game, Austin, what do most teams do in situations when they have a significant lead?
Cruise control.
They start running the ball too.
And run the ball.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
They run the ball. So running the ball, Nebraska's strength, they're going to get situations where field position may work in their favor.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 3-point out there and there's a 7-point out there. There's possible turnovers. There may be a fumble. But I think Nebraska's defense is staunch enough that a field position opportunity is going to present itself, and I think they'll take advantage of it. I just don't think they'll get shut out. I think their defense is just too good to not allow a field position opportunity to present itself for either a field goal or a touchdown. I don't think that we're not dealing with that type of team.
I'm with you on that. Again, Michigan's really good across the board, but people make them bleed their own blood. Nebraska's the best team Michigan has faced so far this year, which is kind of a wild thought to think about, but I don't think I'm off base in saying that. So Nebraska will do some things that will challenge Michigan, but then it comes down to, like you're saying, Strick, if you have that opportunity, do you take advantage? Do you kick that door down? Let's get into just a couple numbers. I want to see where you're at with this.
Okay.
For Nebraska to win the game, how many rushing yards or how many yards per carry does Nebraska need against Michigan?
They need to be in the 4.5 to 5 range, I think, per carry.
Mm-hmm.
I think rushing, they need to have about 185 to 200 minimum. And I think they at least need to have 200 yards passing.
That'd be a huge step up for them.
I think if you're doing that, that means your play action's working.
Mm-hmm.
Or let me just say it should be working.
Right.
If you're averaging 5 yards a carry, your chains are shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Your playbook opens up dramatically. Your play action's in effect. And then it's, as DP said, read hats, run where more hats are.
If you're plus one,
and get some yardage there, then you're going to have a chance to win this game. Because guess what? Clock's going to be running. Time of possession is going to be adding up in your favor. And then they're not getting their potent side of the offense active at the same manner. So that's why I think this game, if that happens, we're going to be successful. I think this game will go under 305. and I think that, we may be storming the field if that happens.
I think completion percentage needs to be above 2/3 for Nebraska if they're not going to pass it very much. But to your point on the 200 passing yards, I don't care if you have 3 completions to add up to 200 yards, because that's probably 3 house calls, right? Kind of Casey Thompson to Trey Palmer-esque. And Nebraska hasn't hit a deep shot yet this year. Talk about being due. Like, it's super obvious when they're doing it because Tommy Hill's in the game.
Right.
Hit a deep shot, score on it. That's huge. Like, Michigan's a defense that can just kind of suck the life out of you. If you're able to break for a big one, like Rutgers did on their 3rd play last year. Yeah, it took a guy, falling down and a missed tackle, but why not Nebraska? Why can't they do that? If you hit Billy Kemp over the middle on a crosser and he makes guys miss all the way to the house, cool. You take that because you're going to need some big play, some way to put points on the board. So I think 200 passing yards is a good number. I like where you fall too in the 4.5 to 5 yards per carry range for the rushing game. That's what Michigan's going to want to stop first, because Nebraska, again, even if the running game's been hit and miss, you're still well over 200 yards per game for Nebraska's offense on the ground, and that's big. On the flip side for the Nebraska defense, Michigan right now is throwing for 238 yards a game, rushing for 168 yards a game. What does the Husker defense have to do for rush yards and pass yards to give the offense a chance in this one?
I think their rush yards have to be under 150. And I think their pass yards needs to be under 250. I think you need to have 1 or 2 turnovers, meaning a fumble recovery, maybe an interception, a block punt, something to where you can change momentum or get the crowd going. I think 1.5 turnovers does it for me.
And McCarthy will give him to you. He will be in position, take advantage.
There you go. So I think if you hold them to under 4 yards per carry, that gets you in there, and no big plays.
Mm-hmm.
No big plays.
I'm with you on that one. Let's take a look at the rest of the college football slate this weekend here, Strick. Interesting games tonight. You have Louisville at North Carolina State. Louisville 3-1, surprisingly. Year 1 under Jeff Brom. The big game tonight, though, Utah at Oregon State. 8 o'clock kickoff on FS1. Utah ranked number 10, Oregon State number 19. I like Utah, but I still don't think Cam Rising is playing, so that makes it really tough for me to pick the Utes on the road.
Is you want me to make a
If you want
a
to.
guess on it?
If you want to.
I still like Utah.
Okay.
I still like them. Even without Cam Rising, I just think that they're an overpowering, they're good defense. I think one of the good things about that Utah team without Cam Rising, which has been good, they're finding ways to win games. They're scrappy.
Yeah.
And that I like that. I like that.
The other games tonight, you have Cincinnati at BYU, under the radar, interesting game. And last week's opponent for Nebraska, Louisiana Tech, on the road at UTEP. Penn State at Northwestern, don't really need to talk about that one. USC and Colorado. You mentioned this game, that the messaging potentially from Coach Prime to the team. USC ranked basically right in line with Oregon in a lot of metrics, not just AP poll ranking. Do you think Colorado learned enough from last week? Were they able to adjust enough from last week? Or do you see something similar on the horizon for the Buffs this week?
I think there's something similar. I just don't think USC's defense is as good as Oregon's. I think they're okay. They're manageable. I think it can be more. I still think USC has more, especially offensively, weapons, and will put up more points. But I think that they will figure out how to score more points. So they may not lose as big as they did to Oregon, but I think that they're still going to lose.
Something in the 49-24, 49-31 range kind of makes sense to me. Other interesting games, you have Clemson at Syracuse. Syracuse hasn't beat Clemson since 2017. And this goes to the messaging, the human element, right, Strick? Clemson played well enough to beat Florida State last week.
Yeah.
They give up the strip sack, return for the touchdown, and then Keon Coleman does Keon Coleman things. Dude's a stud. He mosses the DB. Clemson lost to a better team, but I don't think Clemson is as bad as we thought they were. Syracuse off to a surprising start so far this year, and this game is going on in the Carrier Dome. This is a big one for both teams.
Yeah, that's the thing. How are you going to rebound? Not only do you have to rebound, but you have to rebound and also hit the road again. You have to Kenny Rogers in. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. But anyway, that's what's got to happen. You've got to still figure out a way to get hyped. Syracuse is a dangerous opponent in those type of moments because it's easy to get up for Notre Dame. But how do you get up for Rutgers? Or how do you get up for Syracuse? Or how do you get up for, a UConn when you've just taken a tough loss? In your mind, you're like, dang, we got to go on the road and we got to play this game. That's the human part of it.
I think that, so we had a texter, 6090, said, Boston College also pushed Florida State, so probably more an indictment on the Noles. Human element. Playing LSU and playing Clemson is not the same as playing Boston College.
That part. I'm telling you.
It's just not.
And it's the worst thing, and it happens all the time. It's what we call in sports playing down your competition. Don't do that. This is good teams. Good teams put throttles on you. Teams trying to work to be good or learning to be good or changing a mentality, those type of teams, they have to understand what that is. And in football, it's like continue to pound them. Even though you're up 21, we're going up 31. You know what I mean? We're still pancaking people. Like, we're not just letting up off the throttle. It's easy to just kind of take this off or to not run this route or down. No. We're doing the same things that we did to get us here, and that's the difference.
Other games at 2:30, you have that Georgia-Auburn game. Kansas at Texas. 2 years ago, the Jayhawks went into Darrell K. Royal Memorial Stadium, walked it off on Texas on that 2-point conversion, and I think it was double overtime it was. Kansas, Texas, 24-3 in Austin. I want to pick Kansas. I want to go with the Jayhawks just because of what happened last time, or not that long ago. I just don't think Texas overlooks them this time, Strick. I think Texas is more focused than they've been in a long time.
I would have to agree. I think Texas, after losing the way that they did last year, then the injuries that they had with players. I mean, obviously they had Bijan, but still, Quinn Ewers was out at a period of time. So I look at it from a standpoint of those guys really doing what they need to do, and they're chasing championship dreams,
Mhm.
and they know what they've got to do. So yeah, I see this probably a little bit differently for this Texas game.
LSU and Ole Miss, number 13 versus number
Ooh, good
20.
game.
Spicy.
Good
LSU
game.
loses to Florida State.
Right.
They've been fine. Mississippi, Lane Kiffin runs his mouth at the presser, says they figured some things out on defense. Yeah, not so much. Bama beats Ole Miss. Again, pivotal game for both teams in that SEC West.
Yeah, not much to talk about. I think it's going to be a spicy game. Both teams trying to get back on, just really get turned around from early losses that they didn't, maybe expect or want. And Ole Miss definitely after getting, beat up last week when they thought they had a chance to get that one.
Other games to round this out. Pitt, Virginia Tech. We'll keep monitoring for sickos reasons. West Virginia, TCU has my eye. Alabama at Mississippi State, trying to win that state 2 weeks in a row. Washington at Arizona. Let's see the fireworks for Pac-12 After Dark. Nevada at number 25, Fresno. But the game at night that's not going on ABC, but instead on the SEC Network Strick, South Carolina versus Tennessee. Last year, this is, when, what's his name? Hooker.
Oh, Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, Hendon Hooker wasn't there, was hurt. Spencer Rattler had his coming out party. South Carolina rolls up 60 on Tennessee in a blowout win. That was at South Carolina. This year, they're playing this game at Rocky Top in Knoxville. I'm impressed with South Carolina under Shane Beamer, but I think Tennessee's got revenge on the mind, and I would be watching out for this one to get ugly.
I would too. Because there's nothing, there's no great motivator than what you can pull up the film. You can put up some of the talking points, some of the after the game talking points, some of the celebrations. You can pull up a lot of stuff to get motivated for a game like that. And I think that's what's probably going to happen with this one.
A good look at the college football weekend slate. Let's turn our attention to the NFL. A handful of storylines I want to get to, some interesting games that we didn't touch on in the happy hour crossover. We'll do that. Keep looking at a busy college football and NFL weekend for you next year during On the Block.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want you to save money on your meat and groceries. This week, they have your tailgate needs and more. Enjoy Lincoln's favorite USDA Choice Boneless Chuck Roast for just $4.99 per pound. All natural thick-cut Iowa chops for $1.99 per pound. And snow crab clusters for $9.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
It takes a great game plan to win a football game each week, and right now, it's time to plan a trip to get a new car at Mullen Motors. Just like on the football field, there's a wall of defense on the way to Mullen Motors. 48th Street is under construction from Layton all the way to Cornhusker Highway. But the lot at Mullen Motors is full of tons of great vehicles to drive home this fall for the ultimate touchdown. Mullen Motors, still open through road construction at 48th and Walker.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings. Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Aetrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Price Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street-legal carts come in both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
If you're a veteran or know a veteran who's having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, the Veterans Crisis Line provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. Dial 988, then press 1, and you'll be connected to a trained crisis counselor who will listen, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. Thank you for your service. We owe you our support. Dial 988, then press 1. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back on the block. Strick and Austin with you here for another half an hour or so, getting you set for Nebraska, Michigan tomorrow, but also Old School taking place out at Cornhusker Bank, 84th and O Street here in Lincoln. Stop by, say hi to DP and Jay. I think Larry the Cable Guy's out there as well, among a list of other distinguished stars and guests. Strick, we turn our attention to the pros, to the NFL. Some headlines. The big game, I think, of the entire weekend, more so than Chiefs-Jets, which would have been, I think, if Aaron Rodgers was playing, But right now, the quarterback battle taking place in the AFC East between Tua Tagovailoa and Josh Allen is heated. This is a statement game for the Dolphins to say this is our division this year.
Absolutely. And it doesn't always look good in their favor. And we were talking about this a little bit earlier, right? We talked about this game and what it would look like. And I had a number that I'm going to pull up that I want to just kind of briefly break down as to why I felt the way I felt about this game. And it gave me a little bit of pause because when you look at this matchup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tua is 1-4 versus the Bills in his career. Not only is he 1-4, but he's 0-3 in Buffalo,
which is where this game's being played.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen is 9-2 versus the Dolphins. That's including the playoffs. So it's one of those things where he has his number, but this is one of those other things where I feel that we talked about it at the beginning of the year. I said that there's kind of a little bit of schism going on with Buffalo. I don't know where it's coming from. It just doesn't seem like they're on one accord like they were, in years previous, last year, especially the year before that. So now I do feel that the Dolphins are due. I feel Tua's due. I think Tua wants to make a statement, not just Tua, because it's obviously the Dolphins as a whole. Mm-hmm. But I think the Dolphins have found something, and I think they're a little bit more confident. And it's earlier in the fall, so it's still they're not dealing with the elements yet.
Right.
So obviously coming from Florida, there's an adjustment there. I don't think that they're dealing with the same type of elements that they would in the wintertime. So I think this is their time to take care of their due.
The human element that we talked so much about in the first hour could play in. I mean, Buffalo doesn't like Miami at all. It's going to be played there. Maybe Miami gets rattled, but I doubt it. Like, nothing has stopped that offense. I thought the Bills' defense was better than it has been, but Jay Foreman is still very out on the Bills' defense. He thinks it's not very good. So going up against an offense like that, I think even Miami's defense has been better than expected. So I think this is going to be a high-scoring game, but right now I give all the mental edge to the Dolphins in that one. Baltimore and Cleveland.
Well, real quick, let's just talk about last night before we get to Baltimore and Cleveland.
Last night, quick. Yes, good call.
Man, listen, because to me, the question has to be in the NFC and obviously in that division, because that was a big divisional win for them. The Lions, are they for real or is it a fluke? And here's why. I'm going to say I think they're for real. Goff is a serviceable, solid quarterback that needs help.
Yes.
I think he's gotten some of that help. Montgomery has been phenomenal. And they've got a great 1-2 punch with Jahmyr Gibbs. So I like that. But here's something about this team that's different. And that's this defense last year was last. They were one of the most porous defenses in the NFL. They were dead last in opposing yards per play at 6.2. You can't win in the NFL with that type of rating. 41.2% of their opponents' drives, 41% of them ended up with a score. This year, though, they're fifth in the league in opposing yards per play at 4.5 and only 33%. That alone, that defense with run game, with solid quarterback play, that in that division puts you on notice. Now, the NFC as a whole, I don't know. I'm starting to be concerned. Dallas left me kind of in a I moment after what they did. So are they gonna, fall off the wagon when it comes big time play? The Vikings, Carolina, Tampa, Baltimore, and Las Vegas are their next opponents. Carolina, if they don't with their mentality go in there just thinking they're going to run off on them. Tampa, great, solid. Baltimore, handle the MVP, Lamar. And Las Vegas,
down Jimmy G.
You got 4 games right there that are gettable. So I think they're for real.
Oh, and you're getting Jamison Williams back.
Oh, I forgot
His
about
suspension got cut down from 6 weeks to 4. He is eligible to be reinstated from his gambling suspension on Monday. Should play next week.
Even more dangerous.
I'm with you. I'm saying watch out for those Lions. Green Bay looked horrible in that first half. They did some nice things there in the second half, but eventually it was that run game strength that really salted the game away for Detroit, especially late. I'm buying Detroit as my NFC North winner. I'm still not completely out on Green Bay, but they're essentially a game and a half back now. Having lost to Detroit, they have to get that one back. They have to go on the road and do it later this year. In terms of being an NFC contender, I'm not so sure about the Lions. I still trust San Francisco a lot more. Philly's been there, done that, but the Lions are spicy. They kind of feel like where Jacksonville was last year to me. Not a perfect 1-to-1, but similar.
There you go. All right, let's go.
Actually, we're going to stick with quarterbacks. I changed my mind. Not talking Baltimore, Cleveland. Anthony Richardson's back.
Oh, God.
Playoffs, baby.
Oh, God.
I'm kidding. They're playing the Rams. The Rams come to Indy. That's exciting.
Trash.
Bryce Young going to start for the Panthers against the Vikings, who lost to the Chargers last week in dispiriting fashion. And now there's trade talks out there about Justin Jefferson potentially being floated instead of being extended. If the Vikings have to let Kirk Cousins go because he's too expensive, and they're not going to sign Justin Jefferson because he doesn't have a quarterback to pair with him, yikes, Vikes.
Like the Pac-Man sign when you get ate up by the ghost.
Was it Inky Blinky or Clyde?
You got eat up by the purple ghost. Whoever the purple ghost is, he ate you if that happens.
And it's yourself because they're the purple people eaters.
That's what I'm saying. The purple ghost. But anyway, Justin Jefferson, I can understand. It's understandable as well in other sports when you see this happen. It's understandable even at Nebraska if the transfer portal gets heavy. Listen, all I'm saying is wide receivers want to come where opportunities exist. It's why Jordan Addison said bye-bye to Pittsburgh because Kenny Pickett was out, and you don't know. It's even for me why I didn't play football my senior year because Clester Johnson, my WTF partner, came to Nebraska, and the next quarterback, I didn't have confidence that he can get me the ball the way Clester did. So I said, that's enough for me. Peace. I'm good. Yeah, basketball is where it's at until my baseball coach tricked me into playing. So that happens. It's a human element. You look at what you have, who's going to be throwing, and do I want to take the risk of being here in the midst of hoping somebody. It's another reason why, what's your boy over in with the Raiders?
Jimmy G?
No. Who left?
Oh,
because Aaron left.
Devontae.
There you go.
Well, didn't Devontae left first?
He got traded.
Yes. Wanted out. Asked out. Yes.
Wanted out.
Yes.
Because guess what? These guys hear the conversations that are going on. They know that Aaron Rodgers, they were going to try to figure out a way to either they weren't going to sign him. They knew they were looking to love. That man was like, shoot. They weren't going to pay him either.
No.
So there's a lot of few elements to that, but also has to be with quarterbacks determine the success of a wide receiver. This is why Tyreek Hill, when he went down to Miami, he was saying he throws a better ball. Look, even though he may not have believed that, he said that so that his quarterback can have confidence in believing that he can do it. It's human element stuff, bro.
0486 says, why wouldn't a quarterback want to go throw to those wide receivers in Minnesota if you do want to move on from Cousins? It's not that quarterbacks wouldn't want to go there. I mean, Justin Jefferson is a top 5 receiver on the planet. Maybe he's top 2 and not 2. I don't know. We can debate that at a different time, but he's really good. Jordan Addison, perfectly cast as a number 2 right now. TJ Hawkinson at tight end, really good pickup for the Vikings, even though it didn't help them get anywhere in the playoffs last year. It's not about not wanting to throw to those weapons. It's Minnesota's mindset. If you move on from Cousins, yes, that's a lot of money off the books, but given what you would have to give Justin Jefferson to keep him around, Do you want to go pay a quarterback that's ready that type of money because you don't have anyone waiting in the wings right now, and you're not going to pick low enough to draft a quarterback of that caliber? So if you're moving on from Cousins, either you're banking on your receivers elevating your quarterback, which doesn't happen all that much, or you're saying, hey, we had a nice run. Let's get some draft picks back. Let's start this thing over and let's go from there. I don't know where Minnesota's head's at, but if there's rumors that they're interested in trading Justin Jefferson, that tells me Cousins is gone, and it tells me they might not want to pay Jefferson that money if they don't have a quarterback for him to get the ball from.
Great point. And I sent you something because I thought it was very interesting on Instagram. And the Instagram post was, most quarterbacks in the NFL right now are basically Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
There's a tripping Kirk Cousins. There's a black Kirk Cousins, which is Dak Prescott. It was just a bunch of Jimmy G was then there was a handsome Kirk Cousins. I mean, there was different quarterbacks, and so that's the thing. Who are you gonna get if everybody is dang near like him?
Mm-hmm.
So who are you gonna pay to come up there
and elevate you?
So exactly. So really, this is a huge quarterback draft.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't get the Caleb Williams or the top tier, there's going to be good enough quarterbacks that fall to you.
Mm-hmm.
Some are going to take quarterbacks just because they think they got Kirk Cousins quarterback. You know what I mean? Just because and listen, Kirk Cousins is good. I'm just being funny. But you understand, there's a lot of mediocrity in the quarterback position right now. Some guys that are really backup quarterbacks that are playing starting quarterback roles. Then you have quarterbacks like up in New York for the Jets, Zach Wilson, who is a bad quarterback, bad backup right now. Maybe a different location works for him, similar to what, down in Tampa.
Yeah, Baker.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe that works for him. But I'm saying if you're going to do that, this is the year to do it because you got to get assets. You got to get rebuild. You're going to be into that cycle of the salary, for the quarterback. My mind's drawn.
You'll be on the rookie scale.
On the rookie scale. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word. You'll be on the rookie scale. You can get some assets and you can start a rebuild and your salary cap isn't capped out.
Right. Give me Michael Penix to Minnesota.
You know what I'm saying?
Give me Michael Penix.
That's what I'm saying. Go figure out a way to move up to find that guy that you like. Now, Justin Jefferson is the guy that's going to be an asset to help you get there. Because like you said, I don't think they're a bad enough team that they're going to fall so far down that they're going to be able to be at the top tier to get those type of guys.
Right. He's Strick. I'm Austin. We got final predictions. Nebraska, Michigan. We'll give you a score and maybe some other insight on that. As we wrap up, get you ready for a remote for Old School. He's Strick. I'm Austin. Wrapping up on the block. Just a minute.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Tanner's Bar and Grill, Vinny Kreekak, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, it's lunchtime. Where should we go today?
How about Qdoba? We can get free queso and chips with an entree purchase.
Whoa, how'd you know about that?
It's in the campus cash booklet that we got for free to start the school year, the student marketplace. You didn't get yours?
I'd better go grab mine now.
You'd better stop at the College of Hair Design, too. Your hair is getting long. $8 haircut with the campus cash book.
What about my friends who are out of college?
They can download the Campus Cash app for free and get great deals, too, from Pizza Hut, Juice Stop, Craft Axe Throwing, and tons more.
Campus Cash, the student marketplace. Find your free booklet on campus or download the Campus Cash app. Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com.
The days of internet contracts and heavy fine print are over. It's time to experience hassle-free service with no contracts or hidden fees. That's the Allo promise. Allo Communications provides fiber internet, TV, and phone services with fair and no-nonsense pricing. All backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, 24/7 local support 365 days a year, and a monthly bill you can count on. Don't settle for gimmicks. Settle for hassle-free with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/hassle-free.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Priced Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street-legal carts come in both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
We have a doubleheader coming your way this Thursday and Friday right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainert. Join me and Jay Foreman not once but twice this week for high school football here in the state of Nebraska. On Thursday night, it's number 2 Millard South versus number 10 Lincoln East from Seacrest Field as kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. And then on Friday, join us for one of the best rivalries in all of the city. The Silverhawks of Lincoln Southwest play Lincoln Southeast on Friday night at 8 p.m. Join me and Jay Foreman once again on Thursday at 7 p.m. and on Friday at 8 p.m. for high school football right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back one final time here on the block. I'm Austin Norman. He is the Husker Hall of Famer, the 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland. Strick, we're getting called out on the text line again. 5703. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Said he's listened to The Ticket for close to 6 hours this week. He thought he would have heard something about opening night at PBA. The Nebraska men and the Nebraska women.
It is going on.
It is going on.
Tonight.
Yes. So I talked about it on the Corner 3, which was Monday from 6 to 7. Tune in Sunday from 3 to 4, I believe it is, for the next installment of the Corner 3. We'll talk about it. Like you were saying, Strick, too, we had Walk On Weekly with Sam and Jeff. They talked about it. They mentioned it. But it's just a scrimmage, you know? And yes, there's a concert there, but we've talked about our thoughts, our expectations for that team. There's just more pressing stuff going on right now. So no disrespect to the basketball teams. It's going to be a great night.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of conversation.
Tickets might still
them.
be available, but it wasn't first on our minds.
Yeah, we used to have the Midnight Madness and stuff like that. I think the promotions have done a great job of it. I know we have talked about it and mentioned it. I know we've talked about it on the crossovers with DP and all of that. Ramel, both the Lloyds have shows. I'm sure there's plenty of it. But I don't know. I don't know why I didn't even come to mind, because I'm actually not going. So I don't know. That's maybe why I'm not going to this. But I'll be at games when we'll talk about the season and when the games are jumping off, and it's going to be happening sooner than later. But we're dang near almost a month away still.
Right.
You know,
practice just started on Monday. Yeah. So a few weeks of practice to go before we really get into games. All right, Strick, it's that time. Let's put our predictions out there on the air for people to go over. Michigan favored by 17. How do you see tomorrow's game between Michigan and Nebraska going?
I actually was right around that before, but I said I'm going to go Sam Cassell. I initially earlier in the week said 31-7. I don't know if we can score enough. But I'm gonna lay it on the line for the defense that they're going to step up, and so I think we'll cover. So I'm going to say 24-10.
24-10 Michigan?
Yeah.
Okay. If Nebraska wins this game, I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 28-24, 27-24, 24-23, something like that. If this game gets into the 30s, first of all, that would shock me, but I think Michigan just has too much on offense and a little bit too much on defense to let this game get there. Even a game in, the teens or single digits even, I think Michigan's just that much better athletically. Nebraska would either really be smothered, which, by the way, shout out to Logan Smothers, did some really cool things for Jacksonville State last night if you weren't watching, or Nebraska turned the ball over a lot and gave Michigan a lot of chances. I don't see either of those things happening necessarily. I keep going back to last year's game. Nebraska has quarterback trouble. Michigan has a solid run game that it really counts on and depends on. Donovan Edwards hasn't really gotten going yet in the running game. Blake Corum's doing his thing, averaging 6 yards a carry. I don't think it's a high-scoring game necessarily. I don't think there are too many possessions to be had. I just think this is a game Michigan controls from start to finish. I think it's Wolverines 31, Huskers 10. 9 or 10, something there in that range. Obviously, we are rooting for the Huskers. We're pulling for them.
Yeah, I just don't know if we can score enough.
I
hope we can. I really do. I'm actually just hoping that the defense kind of takes on the Iowa side of things, and they're stripping and they're tugging and they're poking and they're
sacking.
Yes, and they're causing some havoc that's going to give us field position to allow us to score. I just don't think we're going to be able to go 80 yards
consistently.
On a regular, yeah.
I'm with you. That'll do it for us here on the block. Stay tuned. We got Old School coming up next. We're not done talking football, though. We're back for pregame tomorrow morning. I believe it's 11 o'clock here at 1040 O Street. If you're going to the stadium, make sure you at least tune us in. But if you're parked downtown, stop by, say hi before you head over to Memorial Stadium. He's Strick. I'm Austin. It's been a blast for these last couple hours. Thanks for tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951. We'll duck out of the way, take our seats, and be right here with you for Old School. DP&J coming at you from Cornhusker Bank, 84th and O. Next.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7.